Hello, everybody. My name's Ardendris, and welcome back to All the Mods 10. Last time, we killed the Wither, 13 times or something like that? I don't even remember at this point how many times we killed the Wither. But, yeah. So we went ahead and got the Wither data model from the hostile neural networks, as well as just working on a couple other things for this. So, we have this machine set up. The model was actually taking too much power, so I had to move where it was and set it up on this cable instead. But yeah, we have this set up to advance. It was just a basic one when we started, but has run through so many times that it's advanced now to quite a pretty serious degree. But we can look in here, and it will give us the Wither prediction models, which it has given us plenty of times. It's 1 in 5, basically. Yeah, we are pretty well handled as far as nether stars go. I think I got 12 of those legitimately from fights. The rest of them have been made with the machine, so that works pretty well. Um, and a whole bunch of the generalized ender stuff. Basically infinite ender pearls, infinite ender stone. That's actually pretty good. We have a lot of uses for that. We can make dragon heads if we get some dragon's breath. All that good stuff. Chorus fruits. Maybe I don't even have to go hunting for those in the end. We probably will to get us started, so we're not wasting all bunch of apples that we don't have, but still. I think that was basically it. It ended up being, well, it was going to be a slightly shorter one. Then we decided to go running to go find the end portal, so we did find that. And the portal to the Eternal Starlight, so, yeah, that's something we're going to be checking out pretty soon. Though we're going to go fight the dragon first. But anyways, that was about it. Between episodes, I let it run for a little bit more, got a couple extra nether stars, but that was basically it. I didn't have much time on here today. So, today, we are probably going to go deal with the Ender Dragon, but I think there's a couple things I want to do first. Uh, First off, definitely want to do some enchanting. We've had this table set up for a couple of episodes now and just haven't used it. Grab out the bow. I did not give myself enough levels. Yeah, what currently could we get as far as enchantments go? Obviously, I would want Infinity, exclusive with Endless Quiver. This one doesn't have Endless Quiver, but what is Endless Quiver? Makes all arrows infinite. Makes... You must have at least one arrow for this to work? Huh? I'm confused. What's actually the difference? Like, was I reading the wrong one? No. I'm really not sure what the difference is between those. Sanctified Plague Bearer and Plague Bearer. What does Plague Bearer do? Applies the negative effects to enemies' hits. I don't know. I don't know if I want any of that stuff. Maybe I bring it down to power 30 on the enchanter. That way, Infinity has a slightly higher chance. Like, we would want like an Infinity power bow if I was doing this normally. But what else would we want out of this? I really have no idea. I have very little idea of how the system works specifically. Might as well just eat all of these. That brings us to level 41. No more in there. I'd have to go back to get the rest of these candies. Level 53. I don't know if there's anything else I want to enchant right now, so might as well just bring this enchanter down to level 53 enchantments if I can. How do I do this? Oh, Eterna sets to max level. Quantic stable increases underlying randomness. Okay. Okay, so you want to get rid of Quanta when you don't need it. So basically, I would want 50 Eterna and 50 Arcana right now. Do I have a good way to do that? That means getting rid of the nether shelves. And I think the deep shelves can be evolved into something that specifically only gives Arcana. Echoing. How do you make these? Echo shard and 3 candles? Okay, we have infinite echo shards, so we can just make a bunch of these. So, okay, I just need to make candles, which are candles, tallow, and string. Or we could just make regular candles, which I don't know how to do. Wax. Okay, so it's going to be the tallow version. I think I have some left in there, but I also just carry this thing with me, so I should be able to just get a bunch pretty quickly. I do need to clear out some of the animals. So this will also get some extra source in here. Whoops. I didn't realize this had some amount of sweep on it. That's actually not good. 4. Wow, this thing is not strong enough to really work for this. 12 candles, that will give us 3. Yeah, got 12 candles divided by 3 equals 4 deep shells, which is going to give us 60 arcana and 20 Eterna, so I can just fill it in with regular enchantments, or regular bookshelves. I guess keep some of the regular deep shelves. So that's a little bit. Oh yeah, I do only have 2 deep shelves, do I? No, I have a couple dormant ones. These just have to be infused real quick. So, might as well. I put away the thing I need for this. Anyways, these get infused as soon as I have the levels. I need to go home and get some stuff. But, I guess make the other ones I can. Inventory is a complete mess as always. 1 second. Okay, so I think I have everything I need to at least get us started real quick. So there's going to be 12 candles. These, and this get us an echoing deep shelf. And then I can basically just go in and take this deep shelf, replace that there. This one more or less gets the exact same treatment, turns into an echoing version. I'll just place it there so I don't have to keep breaking it. So now it's up to 75. Yeah, 75, 75. Unbreaking 4, but that definitely looks like there's something else going on there. I just want to take that. That's going to be 75 levels. Maybe I do? Sure, why not? We'll just take it. That looks like it could be pretty good, and it looks like it might be hiding something else good in there. 76 is close enough. Unbreaking 4, looting 9, flame, incurable wounds. You know what, I'll take it. That seems pretty good. I still need to figure out socketing, but that just made this bow really good. What about our chestplate? This should also be enchanted. Icy Thorns. What is that? Slowest attackers. Probably could have guessed that. Do I want to take it and hope that there's something else good in there, or do I want to just take that lower level Icy Thorns? Nope, let's look at something else instead. That's already enchanted with something. This and this is going to get Tombstone Soulbound. I don't think that's what I want. And you already have some enchanting on you. Never mind. The sword? Ruthless Strike 8. That sounds like it could be pretty good. So, eat up to level 75. We're actually doing enchantments, besides just using this thing to duplicate stuff, I guess. So, yay. I doubt 15 will be enough, but it's a good... Oh, no, it was. That gets Ruthless Strike 8, Comb Cutter, and Sweeping Edge. Good, I guess. Regular Thorns, no. They're already enchanted. Respiration 5? Honestly, that's probably good enough to take. So, Respiration 5, Protection 5, Blast Protection. Okay, so those aren't... Ooh, Mana Boost, Spectral Conjurer? Hold on, I need to look at Spectral Conjurer real quick. Hopefully I can. I'm gonna have to grab a different... I'm gonna have to go grab a different helmet to do that real quick. But, what are you gonna get? Rebounding 3, which is... Let's see. Rebounding 3, melee attackers may find themselves much further away. You know what? Sure, I'll take it, because why not? But there's that, as well as Blast Protection 5, Tombstone Soulbound, and Curse of Bones. I need to figure out Spectral Conjurer and Curse of Bones, so let me go grab an extra helmet in a moment. But the chest plate is already enchanted, so I can't use that one. Okay, things are just throwing themselves off shelves. Let me go grab an extra helmet and an extra chest plate real quick. Okay, extra helmet acquired. What was I looking for? Spectral Conjurer. Chance to conjure a spectral wolf when hits. Of course I got the summoners. Of course, it's just fitting the vibe of the series now. And Curse of Bones. Chance to reflect damage when hit. Okay, those both sound pretty good. So I think we got a pretty good set of enchantments right there. And I think that's going to do for now. If I can figure out socketing, maybe I should look at those real quick. Honestly, that's probably not a bad idea. We are about to go fight the Ender Dragon. But to evolve them again, we need chorus fruits. And we have infinite pearls, so that doesn't matter now. And we know we can make chorus fruit. We just need apples and, yeah, we just need apples and ender pearls, and we have infinite, we can just use that stuff, the generalized ender stuff. So I just need to use 4 apples to make 4 chorus fruits, and that evolves all of our gear to tier 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, like so and so. Thank you. No AI. I think that's from the Apothic Enchanters. So I guess we're going to go evolve this stuff real quick. But as we're going through this, what are we going to do with the Ender Dragon? Oh yes, hold on. Magic thing I forgot to do. I actually need to do the sword summoning thing real quick. I am full up on mana. There we go. Another one's gotten. And I need to start filling these back up again. Anyways. That. And Ender Pearls. I forgot to actually get Ender Pearls, didn't I? I have 6. I'm going to need a couple more for the rest of the armor. No. Dang it. I'm gonna have to actually run some of those things through in a moment. Let's just start with this. But the Ender Dragon. What are we going to... Really? Not enough source nearby? I guess this thing does require source. I haven't seen it actually use any. Though it's interesting that it is now. And then I'll just grab a couple of the full jars. But our goal... There are a couple of things we could do with the Ender Dragon. One, continue on with Hostile Network and set up a data model for it, kill it, and resummon it a couple of times. Just get the model going for it. But I took a look at the recipe for what the dragon data model can actually give from loot, and it is essentially the dragon egg and dragon's breath. So, I mean, setting one up's not a bad idea. I think the dragon egg has a couple of uses. Like, I think we need 4 for the thing. Dragon. Let's see. The thing is right. Not that one. Where is it? Here it is. The data model gets you the Ender Dragon prediction. And this thing gets you eggs and dragon's breath. The egg, we have 1 already. We need 1 for a dragon muffler that we're not going to be making unless we need it for the star. We're not making it. The dragon egg hive. I mean, whenever we get into bees, we're probably going to need at least a couple of those. That arcane dragon thing, and then we're going to need 4 for this. So we do have some uses for it. But honestly, it looks like it's probably only going to be a handful anyways. I don't know if we're really going to need to set up a data model for all that. Like, we will, because why not? Like, I'll at least set up the model for it. But the other option that might be more useful for our purposes right now is the containment from Ars Nouveau. The way that that works is you use a containment jar and the containment ritual. There we go, tier 3, extra magic capacity, extra thread slots, so that's pretty cool. Oh, it automatically moved magic capacity to the 3rd tier instead of keeping it in the 2nd. So we're just going to repeat the process with all these. But containment jar, and you basically put a dragon in a jar, and from there, our little Drigme friend could just permanently grab a basically infinite supply of dragon's breath from it, and I believe just right-clicking on it with a bottle in hand will get us infinite dragon's breath, which is kind of the more important part of that anyways, so it might be worth it. Oh, this is a very expensive ritual. Maybe that's why. The other rituals we've done with it just were pretty small stuff, like, didn't really require it. This is much, much heavier going, it looks like. So set this back up, grab a different one. Both of you are looking a little low, but I think it should be fine. I should probably actually do some farming and get the source flowing again. So, I don't know, I also just want to try the containment thing on a dragon. We haven't used that ritual yet. I think I even got a free charm for it, but I didn't use it for anything. Either that or I got the free one that lets you get a familiar. It was one or the other. So, I don't know. We're obviously going to have to decide today before we actually make it to the end. But we do technically have options about what we want to do here. Anyways, there's this. 2 of these. Hopefully I don't accidentally throw them again. And in goes the feetsies, or the boots, and then it's just going to be the helmet. So, yeah, come on. And then, oh yes, there's also one other thing we need to do before we can make it to the end and go fight the dragon. And this is going to be going back to, Mahusukai. Actually, something we couldn't do in our Naruto series, because this is only available in this newer version. And that is Clarence. Hold a diamond sword in your offhand and the scroll of strengthening in your main and hold right-click. Take your strengthened diamond sword into a pool of dragon's breath. So, yeah, that's something we're going to have to do. Armor's all finished up and enchanting and upgrading. That can go back in there. You and you go in here. Those extra candles we didn't actually end up using. That was... we got the Arcana where we needed it to be for what we wanted. But we need to make the Strengthening Scroll, which should be relatively cheap. We're also going to need it for a couple different things. Like, all 4 of these require having the Strengthening Scroll. Actually, we could have made this one, like, ages ago. Like, the Emrys just requires getting struck by lightning. We could have just made a spell and struck ourselves and gotten that for free. But the Strengthening Scroll is 2 diamonds, an iron, and a spell cloth. We should be able to do that. So, grab out wrong chest. Grab out you. Grab out you. An iron, and I just need the mortar and pestle and a single diamond. And I guess we'll do this in our scroll so we don't have to worry about using it up. And that's this, that's, that. There we go. And there we go. Set this up over here. Strengthening. Now we just need to get a diamond sword before we can head over. We'll activate that when we're about to get hit by the dragon's breath. Just stand in it. And our diamond sword should immediately evolve into a very, very cool sword. Like, all of the weapons from this mod are really great in my opinion, though some are just better than others. Really should make Morgan at some point. Hold on! Ooh, that's why I've been blanking on why getting all of those nether stars was actually so important. I was just getting it because I knew we needed them. But, Morgan, or Caliburn in general, but Morgan, the way that works is you get Morgan, or you get Caliburn, throw it in with all the nether stars, and you upgrade its innate cap, and then you can enchant it to that point. And the more we enchant Caliburn to its innate cap, the stronger that Morgan's innate cap is also going to be. That's why I was holding off on getting Morgan. Okay, yeah, just completely blanked on that. That's a pretty important thing. So I think, if I remember correctly, I need a stack of nether stars to get it all the way. 60. I need 60 nether stars before I can, before we can finish up with Caliburn and turn it into Morgan. We're already over halfway there. I'm going to need to put in more prediction things, but it's still running through. Also, we could just fight a million more actual withers ourselves. We know how to beat them pretty quickly. But, I think that's all the prep work I have to do. We're done with enchanting. I guess I could fill up the gems a little bit more. I gotta deal with a couple inventory things. But, and then we need to decide whether or not we're actually doing the data model or if we're using the containment thing. I'm a bit afraid to do containment because I'm not sure if it will count as killing the dragon. In which case, we might end up stuck in the end, which wouldn't exactly be our ideal. I don't know. I think I also need to make sure I have access to the dispel spell, because otherwise I won't be able to release something from the containment thing if I do it. So you know what? Let's go upstairs. We're going to look at dispel. We're going to see if we can't just get that glyph real quick, at least ready to use. And then from there, we'll get that. And you know what? I'm going to try the containment thing. I'm going to I'm going to use the deep learner on it and set up this last data model on the dragon. But I'm going to use containment spell on it instead, just to see what happens. But dispel requires... What is it called? It's not called dispel. It's called something else. I was thinking it was dispel. Dispel. There we go. 3 buckets of milk, easy enough, and Abjuration Essence. Abjuration Essence is sugar, some fermented spider eye, and milk bucket. Let me go gather that stuff real quick. I should have all of it. It's just going to take me a moment to get it together. Okay, there we go. So, I had 0 fermented spider eyes and 0 brown mushrooms, so I didn't have a way to actually make the fermented spider eye I needed. Thankfully, this little biome over here had one, otherwise I was pulling out the Nature's Compass, gonna go try and find a roofed forest, which has been changed the name of, or I'm just completely misremembering what that biome is called. Either way, thankfully you didn't have to go that far. Right over across the river was close enough. Oh yeah, I completely forgot. I meant to get rid of all those levels while I was over at the home base. We're gonna have to do that before going over to the end, but we'll deal with that later. Anyways, go upstairs, and I should have everything I need. All the milks in the backpack. Oh yeah, I was making the Abjuration Essence, which we need to do down here. That's what I was doing. Come on. Teleport. Where is it? Here's our source relays. Let's see. Ah, okay, so I left the imbuement chamber here. That's what happened. Yeah, we're completely out of source. That might be a slight issue, but I need to take the imbuement chamber up here with me, make sure I have a source jar up here. I think I do. Then Abjuration Essence is a source gem and all that stuff. I really should move all the, I should move all the Ars stuff into a backpack and bring it with me, so that I don't have to keep rushing back and forth. So this goes here. I think those might be within range, but I know this one's not, so put that here instead. And then sugar, fermented spider eyes, and milk bucket. Milk bucket. Well, that's not exactly what I wanted you to do. I guess it works, but it wasn't really the expected outcome. There's that. And then grab out these. This. And I need a spider's eye as well. It's taking us way longer to actually make it to the end than I was expecting. But there's the fermented spider eye. Thank you. Spawn count, sugar, and source gem. Forgot to grab it. Okay, so in goes the source gem, and once I actually give it the source jar, which I actually have a couple 100% ones over by the little netherwort farm, I set up another source relay there, and that one's actually working considerably faster for some reason. But there goes the Abjuration Essence, just straight in there for free. I keep forgetting that you don't actually lose that stuff. But here is our Dispel glyph, also quest complete for some free experience. Anyways, so we can now dispel and free anything that we put into a jar. Cool. But we do need the containment jar itself, which should be pretty simple. I already looked at the recipe. It's just some archwood slabs and some wood, and some glass rather. I got the slabs while I was over there, and I always carry glass on me. So containment jar, cool. We have the ritual brazier, all we're missing is the containment thing. 3 glass bottles, a vexing archwood log, and a manipulation essence. Thankfully, I just have a few Manipulation Essence already waiting because I had the resources to make a bunch, so I did. So there's that, and that it gets us the Tablet of Containment. I'm also going to make... Should I just turn all this glass into bottles if I can? That way we can just grab as much Dragon's Breath as we want? Sure, we can just make more glass at a later point. So I think we're good to go. Meant to leave the Slime Essence down there, but forgot. And I think that might be it for all the prep work to do, right? Like the Containment Ritual to attempt to try it on the dragon, glass bottles in order to get the Dragon's Breath from it. Let's see. All of our gear is enchanted, and we have Strengthen. We just need a Diamond Sword, which, that's simple enough. So, we have what we need for Clarence, we have what we need for gathering just some Dragon's Breath on its own, everything we need to set up a data model, and everything we need for the Containment Ritual. I think we're good to go. I just have some inventory stuff to dump, and I want to put these levels away. I really wish there was an upgrade to the mob grinding thing to make this a little bit faster, because right now it's just not fast at all. I guess I can fill this thing up, but then I'm just grabbing it out through here instead, and that's slow, and it's not the same one, so it doesn't really stack properly. It's a whole mess. I wish there was an easier way to do this, but sadly there isn't really. I'll see you in a moment when we're ready to actually go face it down. It took way longer for a setup than expected. Okay, so it took like 10 minutes, and but yeah, eventually I filled this thing up with levels. It completely filled up that one and then some. So, we'll have plenty of candy in there to eat at some point. Inventory is dealt with. I just have an extra backpack here full of things that need to go back. I think we're good to go at this point. Yeah, whatever. We also never actually cleared this place out. This place could have plenty of good loot. But, we can do that at a later point. I've done enough procrastinating and enough setting up. I think we're just gonna go in. Oh yes, should also put on... where is it? Here it is. I want to try this. It worked! Yes, it did! So there's this extra curio spot, as it's called. I think I went looking for it at some point because something specifically needed it and we couldn't place it in. But that's basically a wild card slot, and it can fit anything else that would go in one of these slots. Right now it was filled up with this leather belt we didn't really need because we didn't have enough charms anyways. But now that's there. I also need to refamiliarize myself. It's been a couple episodes since I did this. Iron jetpacks. Space is up, throttle. Throttle we're not going to mess with. T and H, those are the important buttons. Cool. T is throttle on, H is hover. Cool. I have this set up. Honestly, should go to this, and we're just going to do that more or less immediately. As soon as we go in, we're going to do this. This is a special one. I'm assuming that much like with Caliburn, it's just going to become a normal one in a moment. Huh? There we go. It didn't want to work at first. Oh. Oh, no. We have a hardcore Ender Dragon in our, don't we? Like, we tried this mod out back in Rogue Lighted, and I did not like it. I'm really hoping that this is just better end. This isn't the hardcore dragon fight, but I'm not entirely sure. Azure Silver. So there's a bunch of ore here. We have to enter there to summon the dragon to begin with, I think. Oh no, this is the hardcore dragon fight. I'm almost sure of it. End aluminum, anglicite. Okay. Prosperity ore. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of ores here. We'll have to come back here for a mining expedition at some point. I'm sure there's something really good we can't get anywhere else. Oh, I just totally realized that those aren't normal Endermen. I don't think I want to mess with them. Those things scare me. But here comes the dragon. Do-do-do-do. Honestly, I think I kind of prefer the skybox to the normal one. But, strengthen. I said strengthen. Huh? What? Why would it... Strengthening. Do I have to do this the other way around? I definitely have Mahu right now. Is my right click working? Yeah, my right click is working. Did that just... 6 out of 15. 6 out of 15. Huh. Strengthening, I guess, just doesn't work in here, I guess? Grab my strengthening scroll. And let's double check this as well. Which hand does it say to use this in? We got that. Thanks for the free powdered ender. Should have done that at home. Take your strengthened diamond sword in a pool of... Okay. Hold a diamond sword in your offhand. Okay. So that can go here. Diamond sword in offhand, scroll in the main hand. I guess I'm just going to have to make multiples of this. Ah, the pool. There it is. Oh, yeah. I have to click and hold. Duh. Thank you. Thank you, summoned wolves. Come on. I need the dragon to shoot me. I was doing this wrong. That was what was going on. Come on. Come on. Are you... That just didn't work. Well, that's... It's strengthened. It's strengthened. It's just not evolving into Clarence? Is it because... Yeah, that's... Wow, that's silly. It's still a diamond sword. It's just an enchanted diamond sword, which is apparently enough to say, yeah, no, we're not going to let that fly. Dang it, I knew I should have made an extra one. I know I should have made an extra scroll and a regular diamond sword. I figured I'd try it, though. I was expecting it to just turn into a normal one. Dang it. I guess we're not going to get Clarence until we resummon the dragon. Anyway. I think... I would need to make a new portal and pastel and a new thing. I don't have any sand, so I can't make the extra dagger. Yeah, I don't have a good way to do that. Anyways, we're still going to grab Dragon's Breath. Just no Clarence until we resummon, I guess. Although I think we can resummon more or less for free. We just need to use the Ender model, and it will get us the things without any extra gas tiers or whatever we would need otherwise. So, 10 Dragon's Breath is enough for our purposes to start with. I'll just have the extra 17. We should get a whole bunch more for free whenever we win this fight and seal this thing. Well, I don't have any reason not to fill the rest of them. So you know what? Keep firing at me, please. Here we go. There's that. And I guess that one was only a little sixer. Come on. I just want to fill these last 11 bottles. You know, this is the normal dragon fight. This is just a better end. I forgot there were 2 mods that caused the weirdness I felt when we were doing that. And it just shot itself. Silly, silly dragon. Come on. Yeah, I just need you to shoot me one more time. Wow, that used like a lot of our fuel. And... Oh, it hurt itself on us. What is that? Dragon's Greed from Occultism. No idea what that means, but it's cool. Anyways, a whole bunch of Dragon's Breath. We'll make use of that later on. I didn't bring a Source Jar with me. I meant to, but forgot. There's that. And the... Do it! I forgot to actually put that down. Cabinet of Containing. Did it work? Containment Jar for Ender Dragon. Very, very nice. We have captured the Ender Dragon. It does need source. It does need source. I just completely forgot a source jar. Cool. We now have the Ender Dragon. As expected, though, that broke the game, and we did not gain our freedom. Yeah, I figured some of this was going to go. I figured probably wasn't going to work as intended. In order to capture the dragon, you need to resummon the dragon, I guess. Anyways, from there, a couple failed experiments. It's also complete. I forgot to set this up on it. Will this work? No, it won't. Just go ahead and go over to spell number 10. Spell number 9 is Electro Bubble. I don't like that spell anyways. Touch Dispel should be enough to free this thing. And hopefully I haven't broken the entire game. Dispel? What does Dispel look like again? There we go. It's just a little plop. Touch Dispel. There we go. Wait, huh? Somehow I have duplicated the Ender Dragon? What has happened here? You know what? We still have a caged dragon. We don't need to resummon the dragon. I'm not going to knock it too much, but I am very confused. Anyways, that can go in there. I guess you can go in there. So we didn't get Clarence. That's still a no. That we're going to have to try again after a resummon. But the rest is working. Cool. I'm not gonna knock it. Like, things are happening. I'm confused by most of them. But we should be good to still fight our dragon friend here. How's our jetpack doing? It's not looking great. But I don't actually have to use it that often. Can I land a shot, please? No, I am just a terrible shot with this, apparently, for some reason. Wow, this... Wow, am I just that bad of a shot? I didn't think I was that bad. I know I'm not, like, amazing, but I thought I was better than that. Oh, this jetpack is much faster than the wooden one, by the way. I didn't actually test any speed stuff. And got you. Okay, this seems to be working pretty well. As long as we don't get too close and end up blowing ourselves up too much. And there's that. This one's the one that's going to require a bit more force, is going in here. There we go. And just a few more to go. Actually, we have enough hearts and enough blast protection. We can just... Never mind. We managed to do that a couple of times, more or less scot-free, but can't exactly just repeat that forever, just letting it blow up in our face. Okay, there we go. And we're half fuel. So, yeah. From this point on, we have to be a bit more careful with how we use our jetpack. In fact, I'm going to turn it off. There we go. So I'm actually landing some hits on the dragon at least. Not that they're really showing much damage-wise. Come on. So our whole containment plan worked. We have it contained. Come on. I only have to knock you below 20% health. Not anything more than that is unnecessary. As soon as you hit 19, you're just going to insta-die. And we know it works on bosses because it worked on the Wither. Only problem is getting you to stay still long enough for me to land all the shots I'm going to need for that. Because this thing's ice ability doesn't really seem to be working here. Like, this bow, when used on a bunch of other stuff, will take damage over time because it gets, like, frozen in place. And less the fact that this is a flame aspect, or fire aspect. No, it is flame. A flame fire ice bow is actually causing problems. Which I suppose is technically plausible. I'm pressing every wrong button. Come on, there we go. So, whoa, 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 whoa. What just happened there? Ascension 5. What did the dragon just do to us? I don't even know. We're just going straight up. We're 4,000 blocks in the air, and we're still rising, even though Ascension has gone off, simply because we were moving so fast. So, I'm going to get the umbrella ready. I'm just going to let us fall for a little bit. I'll see you in... Oh, the model for this. We only need to kill 3 dragons, or 2 dragons, rather, to get the model to a basic and start it running on its own. That's considerably better than, like, how many I was expecting to need to kill. Anyways, I just need to pull out the umbrella before we hit the ground. It doesn't matter when. So, just start falling. How long is this going to take? Is it going to be another 30 seconds? It looks like we fall about 100 blocks in 3 seconds, so yes, we're just gonna be here for another 30. Oh, this is so silly. What is that other effect there? I don't know, it's gone now. Oh, we can see the dragon now. Hi, you are very rude. Okay, so we're falling. There we go, and I can fall the rest of the way like that. You didn't have to do that. You're just a jerk, dragon. We should be below it. I thought it was coming in for a landing. You are a jerk. That was very, very rude. Where? Get over here. Oh, how was that a hit? Oh, there we go. I wish I had just a little bit more reach than I do. Here we go. Really? Ah, so apparently the insta-kill works on everything but the Ender Dragon, I guess? I suppose that makes sense, but it's weird. Also, we're getting a bunch of extra effects. This dragon is doing some weird stuff. I don't even know what. But as soon as it lands again, it should be dead. Assuming it doesn't knock us away first. Come on. Gotcha. I am also fairly certain that we did not get the last kill there and it was an Enderman, but I'll take it. Anyways, World Tier Pinnacle. And entering the Pinnacle requires freeing the end and acquiring a full set of epic gear. And good luck for freeing the end. There we go. Thanks for the trophy. We just need to resummon and kill the dragon one more time in order to get a faulty model into a basic and get infinite stuff. Actually, if we just had the thing, or, there we go. If we just had the crystals needed to resummon it, I think we would be able to do that right now. Because we could have ended that fight so much sooner if I just used a glass sword. That thing does 150. That work on its own? Yes, it does. What did we get out of that? Dragon scales from mystical, dragon skin from iron spells. So that's a really good book we could get right now. These things are used for dragon eggs, dragon egg crutch, which I'm going to assume is used for something. I know the Nether Star Crux is actually used for the ATM star. I'm going to assume this has something important going with it. Cruxes, you grow the seeds on them. Or do these work like the other things from that mod? Like, there's something that you can make with Inferium and whatnot that makes anything above it grow faster. I just keep forgetting to make it. I don't remember. Anyways, that's already there. Don't have to worry about that. Dragon is defeated. Dragon trophy, dragon skin, other dragon scales. These ones are used for these golden dragon scales, which are used for the arcane dragon. So I guess that's another reason to summon and beat it a couple more times. But yeah, that's probably a pretty good place to end things off now, isn't it? If we had the materials, we could resummon and beat it right now. We do have it in containment. Control. I didn't bring this with me, but thankfully it's still working. Villagers can be traded with piglins. Use a bottle to obtain Dragon's Breath. Infinite Dragon's Breath. Okay. So, the only thing we're missing right now from the Ender Dragon is... Well, we can't really get these infinitely. It doesn't seem like those are acquirable by any ways but killing it ourselves. So there's some things we're going to have to resummon it for, which is why we have the infinite respawn thing with the Enderman. But, yeah, we'll just... this is different. Like, this isn't the normal look for this. Is it the same thing? Okay, yeah, it's the same thing. It's the player you mean. Cool. Thanks for all the levels. So, I guess I'm going to drop those off. And, I want to try this thing out. I'm going to go bring it over to our little buddy. But first, do I have any glass made? No, I'm going to actually have to smelt up. So I'll just smelt up 3 more of these real quick and turn it into a glass bottle. And from there, we'll get to try it out one time just to make sure that it's working. Because it looked like something interrupted the ritual, but it worked fine nonetheless. So, I don't know. Something might have broken in there. I don't think it did, but I do want to test it just to be sure. Anyways, this will just go here. I'm going to need to breed all those animals to get source over here. So, let me go smelt up these and go get some, and start working with this a bit more to get the source going. Okay, so I did some breeding and whatnot. One jar's completely full, the other one's kind of full. Or it's still filling up a little bit. Aha! So, our little Drigme friend will be able to gather dragon breath for us over time, as soon as it starts filling up and whatnot. But for now, we can just come over here whenever we need a bottle, which is pretty cool. Anyways, that's probably a pretty good place to end things off. So, I want to thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed as much as I have, and hope to see you next time. So, without further ado, take care, everybody. I want to thank you all so much for watching one more time, and a special thanks to the channel members Yamato Tanagura, Goddess of the Starfilled Void, and the Phantom Knight. Thank you all so much for your extra support. So, for now, for real now, take care, everybody.